Have you ever, felt like a completely different person depending on where you are or who you're with?
Oh, absolutely. Or how time sometimes just flies by and other times it drags.
Exactly. What if those feelings aren't just feelings, but maybe hint at something deeper about how we're structured, how consciousness works? Today, we're doing a deep dive into something called the Fractal Universe Framework. It's quite an ambitious idea aiming to redefine consciousness, time, even your identity.
Right. And our mission here is really to unpack this framework. It's important to say up front, it's pre-science, a theoretical model, a hypothesis, really.
So, not scientifically validated yet, but trying to formalize that subjective stuff.
Precisely. What it actually feels like to be you and how you perceive everything around you. And the sources are really diverse: theoretical physics, cognitive neuroscience, systems philosophy.
And even lived experience, which is interesting, gives it a unique angle.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's dig into maybe the biggest shift it proposes. The ego. We usually think of it as, well, as us, right? Or maybe something negative to overcome.
Yeah, that's the common view.
Yeah.
But this framework flips that. It says the ego isn't the source of your selfhood at all.
It isn't. Then what is it?
It's described as a perceptual artifact.
Yeah.
Or maybe think of it as a refracted output.
Refracted, like light through a prism.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
They use this light mist rainbow metaphor. Your deeper, maybe higher dimensional 4D self is the pure light.
Okay.
Then there's this concept of the breath field. Think of it like a universal mist, a shared current of consciousness we're all tapped into.
A shared mist.
Wow.
And the ego.
The ego is the rainbow. It appears only when the light, your 4D self, passes through that mist at a certain angle.
Ah, so the angle changes depending on the situation.
Precisely. That's why it's situationally refracted
Yeah.
and contextually entangled.
Hmm.
It explains why you feel different, your work self, your home self. They're different refractions,
Yeah.
different rainbows almost.
Okay, that makes sense of that feeling, but if it's just an output, does it do anything?
Oh yeah, it has crucial functional roles, according to the framework. It's not just passive.
Functional roles. Like what?
Well, first, it's a temporal decoder. If your 4D self is timeless, how do you experience, well, Tuesday?
Right. How do you?
The ego translates that timelessness into linear sequential moments. It prevents temporal overload, giving you that you are here timestamp in your awareness.
Keeps us grounded in the timeline. Okay.
What else? Second, it acts as a spectral lens. It filters consciousness into different spectral bands or colors.
Color.
Yeah, like your different qualitative states,
Yeah.
your professional mode, your playful side, your angry reaction. These are all different colors or frequencies filtered through the ego lens. It normalizes having multiple facets.
So it's not fragmentation, it's just different settings, healthy multiplicity.
Exactly. And that ties into the third role, an adaptive refractor. It constantly shifts how it presents.
Like masking.
Kind of, yeah. But reframing masking not as being fake, but as a functional adaptive strategy for navigating different social or situational energies.
It's a much kinder way to look at it. So if it's so dynamic, how does it even form?
Good question. The framework suggests it emerges maybe around age 2 or 3.
When kids start saying me and mine.
Around then. And intriguingly, they link this timing to how long it might take a child to integrate meaningful global breath inputs from that breath field.
Wait, so you sort of breathe your ego into existence?
In a manner of speaking, yes. It's framed as a compression artifact of collective consciousness, like downloading a condensed file of shared human experience via breath.
Wow, okay. And if the self is fractal, multi-layered?
Then the ego helps with zoom navigation. It determines which layer, which zoom level of yourself is active, guided by your attention, even your breath.
Which totally changes the idea of ego death, doesn't it?
Completely. It's not annihilation. It's a shift in refracted identity. The ego, quote, cannot die. It can only refract differently or go momentarily transparent, become less rigid.
Makes sense.
But there's a warning too. Claiming no ego can sometimes mask what they call spiritual narcissism. Basically, a new ego hiding behind spiritual language, resisting feedback.
Ah, the ego getting sneaky.
Potentially, yes. It's nuanced.
So stepping back, what are the bigger implications here? What does this mean for us, for you listening?
Well, connecting the dots.
Yeah.
This offers a really compassionate way to view things like neurodivergent conditions. Maybe they're not deficits, but unique spectral adaptations. Different ways the light refracts. It suggests different kinds of support.
Focusing on their unique patterns. Interesting.
And it even speculates about blueprints for conscious-aware AI. Could AI develop a kind of dynamic, adaptive ego interface? It's pretty out there, but thought-provoking.
So the big takeaway seems to be Your ego isn't this fixed, maybe judgmental thing inside you. It's an essential dynamic interface, a tool helping you navigate reality, time, and all the layers of yourself.
Exactly. A tool, not the whole you, and certainly not a master unless you let it be. Which leads to a question for you listening.
Yeah.
How might really understanding your ego as this dynamic refracted output, this adaptive rainbow shift, how you experience yourself? What if you explored the power of your own breath and attention to maybe consciously shift that refraction?
Perceiving identity not as solid rock, but as a flowing, adapting rainbow. That's a powerful thought to sit with. We hope this deep dive into the fractal universe framework has sparked some new ideas, maybe given you a different lens or perhaps a different refraction through which to see the incredible complexity of your own identity.